want to show some love, give some support to my boy Devin, founder of U-Talk Nation. Continuous success, brother. And all I got to say is, it ain't no me without you, baby.
It ain't no me without you, baby.
It ain't no me without you, baby.
Yeah, you talk, it's the people show. Look, you talk, let the people know. Look, yeah. This is hurricane season. Only legends come up out there, you like Chris and Teigen. Name a letter better, W, that's what we preaching. Hurricane force winds whenever we breezing. Got rings for a reason. Look, we treat a gator like the swamp people, and Seminoles like the block people. And for my dogs, I will drive people. Just being frank, I got they flank like a cornerback. And I ain't even much a Florida cat, but hurricanes, I know more of that than most. Cause I seen them turn our houses into boats. That's that real talk, baby. I hope you was taking notes. That's the real talk, baby. Yellow Nation, coast to coast. Is that U-Talk? Yeah.
It's U-Talk, baby.
Yeah.
It's U-Talk, baby.
#1 podcast.
U-Talk family, what go on? What go on? It's your boy LFJ in the building. And y'all know how we start every show. Ain't no us without you, baby. U-Talk family, Kane Nation, what's good? What's good? I know you see my boy behind me. He's still crying after what happened last night. And we still laughing after what happened last night. Miami did it, man. Miami put belt to ass last night on Florida State. We got that dub 28-22. We're going to talk about it. We do like we always do, man. We're going to bring y'all in a little bit. Shouts out to my guy, man. AO, he couldn't be here today. I talked with him. He's doing well. He'll be in the chat. AO got a little too excited last night. So his voice wasn't all that good. So I told AO, man, hey, man, be cool, man. Take the day off. But we got a special guest. I'm going to bring him in a second. We got a special guest that'll be sitting in with the show. He's going to talk with us about what happened last night. And also, we're going to recap some of the other games. But as always, man, I got to give the shout out. So let's get to it. Rocky, I see you, man. What's up, Rocky? Homer in the building. Derek McCullough, belt to ash. Yes, sir. You know how we do. Kyle Stalling, what it do? Thank everybody for joining us. Let's get to the business at hand, and then we're going to bring our special guests in. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, the creator, and the proprietor of U-Talk and the U-Talk Network himself. My little brother, he out there grinding and hustling, bro. We love you. Devin Lloyd, a.k.a. D. Shouts out. Thank you for what you do. Second shout out, as always, has to go to the super producer, the man behind the mechanics, the man that keeps everything going. Our brother, Mr. Marquise Judge, KJ Productions is in the building. Thank you, brother, for all that you do. Third shout out always has to go to you. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. I'm still excited. Third shout out as always has to go to our super merchandiser, our designer behind all of the merch, our guy, Mr. Joseph Bernard. JB and I had a real good conversation this morning, catching up on some things. Shouts out to you as well, JB. Thanks for what you do. L&V, what's good, sis? What's going on? Fourth and final shout out right now has to go to you, everybody that's watching the show live right now here. Like we told y'all, man, go get that app. If you don't have that app, L&V, all of y'all was in the chat last night going live with it, man. Get that U-Talk app. It's on Apple Play or Google Play. I'm sorry, I ain't technically sound. Google Play, the Apple iPhone store, whatever. Type in U-Talk Podcast. You see the logo, you know the logo, it's there. Download it, get it. And that way, because all of our interviews, all of our special guests, like you saw, we had our guys the other day, the Jimmy Johnson interview from a few weeks ago. All those interviews moving forward, you're gonna have the app to be able to access it. So go get that app. Definitely go get the app. So without further ado, let me bring in my special guest. Let me give him a proper introduction. He has his own podcast, and guess what? He's a fellow boot boy. And you could tell, because I'm going to tell you something. When you hear him talk, you're going to know what I'm talking about. When I heard him, I didn't even know where he was. I didn't even know what he was about. But when I heard him talk, I said, oh, yeah, I got to reach out to this brother because I like his content, and he's real, real good. His nickname is Easy. He comes from New Orleans, and he has his own podcast called the Full Blitz Podcast. So U-Talk family, give a warm welcome to our special guest of the day, Mr. Easy of the Full Blitz Podcast. What's up, my brother?
What is good, my man? How y'all doing?
Man, we blessed, man. We blessed, man. We thank you for joining us, taking time out your schedule to join us this morning and talk some college football, talk Miami, Florida State. We're going to touch on these other games later on as well. But tell the family about yourself real quick. Introduce yourself.
And ain't a whole lot to say about me, man. Just the boy from the boot trying to make it where we can, man. You know, like you said, coming from New Orleans, spent some time in the military. Big football dude. I can't say I'm a U guy, but I do like the U. You know, from the boot, I do rep that purple and gold. You know,
Understandable.
You know, but I'm not gonna lie. I am a Titans fan. Y'all can see behind me. So of course, I'm gonna call myself an honorary U fan as long as Cam Ward's dying in that, you know, two-tone blue.
Yes, sir.
So super happy to have him. I mean, I loved watching him last year. So super happy to have him on the team.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we thank you, man. We appreciate you taking your time to join us. And we're going to detail it. And then I'm going to put the link up in a second. Last night, man, Miami, they did what they had to do, man. OG Kane, what's good? What's good, OG Kane? Miami did what they had to do last night. They won last night. They beat Florida State. They went up to, as we call, Hard Rock North. Took them Seminoles out. Canes win 28-22. It was really a dominant game, man. I know the score may not reflect that, but it was a dominant game. OG says the Titan needs an O-line and wide receivers. We're gonna get on that, bro. Real talk. I think my man Easy knows that. He'll tell you that. He'll definitely tell you that. He's laughing, so you had to be telling the truth.
And a coach.
Ooh, boy. Look, hey, Titan Nation. Anybody that's Titan, hey, we love y'all. We love y'all. So hey, we still Cam Ward.
Hey, Cam Ward.
Right. But last night, man, Miami goes into Tallahassee. They take care of business. Carson Beck shines. You know, he came back, had a real good bounce back game. A lot of people were on Carson Beck for the Florida game because they talked about the problems of the passing game. But I think Miami showed last night that if we can't get points on the board one way, we'll do it another way. The running game was held in check. I got the stats in front of me right here. Beck 20 or 27, 241, 4 TDs. Here's where everything kind of got questionable, man. Fletcher, 12 attempts, 40 yards. Shamar Brown, 8 for 19. Jordan Lau got back into the lineup. He went 7 for 18. So the running game really had trouble going off last night. Malachi Tony, baby Jesus, doing what he does. 7 receptions, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. And a guy, Easy, that I know you liked at one time, probably still like, our guy, CJ Daniels, former Liberty man, former LSU Tiger. He represented 5 catches, 78 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And shouts out to CJ Daniels, man. I hate the war chant, but I love when he was singing it, you know, after them touchdowns, you know, getting in that camera. CJ, you did your thing with that war chant. So, Easy, real quick before I start bringing the family up in here, question. What were your thoughts, man, you know, on the game, you know, last night on the outcome and how everything turned out?
So first thing that jumps out to me is we know that Miami's offense, right? We saw it last year. We saw it this year. Their offense is always going to be on point, right? Right. Whether it's, if like you said, you can't pass or throw the ball, they're going to let Carson Beck drop back, do his thing. That's why Carson Beck came over, was to keep that aerial attack going after Cam Ward left. That was the whole reason they brought him over. What concerns me about Miami is moving forward, whether you have the game locked up or not, you cannot give up 19 points in the fourth quarter. You can't do it. And look, I think Miami played a very good game. And like you said, it was dominant all the way through. But how many times in prize fighting have we seen people win 11 rounds and get knocked out in the 12th?
Yes, sir.
You can't go into the CFP giving up 19 points in the fourth quarter. You're going to lose, and you're going to lose real quick. So that's a concern for me moving forward. Everything else looks like it did the first few weeks. The offense looks good. Protection is there. Running game needs to get a little better, but we're also talking about a Florida State team that's got a phenomenal defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're going to control the trenches if they can, and they're going to take one thing away from you. You go back and you look at every Florida State game, they take one thing away. If they'll live by losing one side of the game.
Right.
But they're not going to give up both. So
right.
Miami, I think, is just going to continue to do what they do. They went up against a good Florida State team, and you can give Beck heck for, last week with Florida or when they played Florida, but Florida's an SEC school. You're not just going to run over Florida,
Right.
So it's going to be a tough game.
After what Florida did, sorry to cut you off. After what Florida did to Texas yesterday, and granted, it was Arch. It was Arch. You from down here, I'm from down here. I've been telling people Arch was not all that when he was at Newman. My youngest daughter, we played Arch and Newman when she was at Riverside. They both graduated the same year. And Arch looked mid when he was in high school. But for Florida, I had Florida. I ain't gonna say I had them winning, but I had them definitely covering, but I wasn't surprised that they won,
I wasn't either, because I've been telling people since the beginning, listen, Newman, it's not, you don't play Edna Carr.
Right.
You don't play Eric. You don't play West Jeff. You're not playing the powerhouse. You're not playing St. Ag. Yeah, you're not playing those schools. So, because what's Newman, 4A?
Newman's 2A.
Is it 2A? Okay.
Newman's a 2A school. Yeah.
So it's not like they out here balling against the best high schools in Louisiana. Right, not just that, but if he was that good, he wouldn't have sat behind Quinn Ewers for 2 years.
Facts.
So, but I'm not going to take nothing away from Florida from beating Texas.
Absolutely.
But I think Miami is going to be, I think they're a phenomenal team. I got Miami winning the ACC. I think I called that earlier in the year. It was between them and Clemson.
Yeah.
And then the complete disaster that Clemson is now.
Right.
I think.
Yeah, you good. Real quick, I got to shout this comment out, man. My man, where is it at? I got to get it. Oh, here it is. My man, OG Kane. He said, hold up, that man sound like a 615 resident. Shout out to Cashville, Tennessee. No OG. He ain't 615, baby. He 504. He down here with us.
So look, I go to Tennessee all the time, right, for work. And can I tell you how many times people tell me I look like Jelly Roll when I have my golds in? I am so tired of getting compared to every fat white dude. It is just unreal.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, look, y'all. And look, Rocky representing the 985, man. Boot boys.
Hey.
But look, y'all, we going to open it up, man. Y'all know how we do. This the people's show. So I know y'all chomping at the bit. I know Stallion hit me up last night. He got stuff to say. Rocky ready to come on. He got stuff to say. So I'm putting it up, man. The link is up. The link is up right now, man. So y'all know what to do. Tap that link. I'm going to bring you on up in here. Let y'all make y'all points, man. And let's talk about this, bro. Yeah, man. Getting back to Florida while we waiting on some guests to come on up in here. Well, you know what? They're coming in already. So let me go ahead on. We'll get back to that. Coming to the stage, one of our day ones right here, man. He's a friend of the show. Lakers all day. What's up, brother?
What's up? How y'all doing? What's up?
We good. What's up, Rocky? I got you next, man. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, gentlemen?
We chilling.
What's good, y'all?
What's Lakers all day? Well, bro, I told you, bro, it's like wildfire, bro. I knew I told everybody, bro, it was coming. Also, we got the Stallion in the building. What up, James? What's happening?
What's up, man?
What's up?
We chilling. So I'm gonna go ahead on and sit back and listen to what y'all got to say, man. Lakers all day. We're gonna go in order. Lakers all day, then Rocky, then Stallion, man. Give me y'all thoughts on the game. Go ahead, Lakers. What's happening?
All right, bet. This defense is for real. Listen, bro. My favorite player on this defense is number 8. He was out here flying around. I know he not Sean Taylor, but he was flying around like that Sean Taylor type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And this offense was playing great from 1 to 3. Like I said, I love everything. This defense is great, but for me, we just get stagnant in the fourth quarter, and that's not the type of football that we need to be playing. And Carson Beck needs to talk to the OC or talk to Mario about this freaking stagnicity, this freaking stagnant offense in the fourth quarter, because running up the middle and freaking all these screen plays, that's not going to win you a national championship. That's going to lose you a national championship. So guess what? If we want to keep on playing great like this, we need to stop doing what we're doing in the fourth quarter, because we did this 2 times. yesterday and against the Florida game, and we got to squash it. Because guess what? These other teams that they see us winning, they see us in the media, they're going to come out here in the fourth quarter and they're going to smash us in the mouth if we don't stop what we're doing. We are a great team. Go ahead.
I have a thought on why this is happening, but I'm gonna let everybody make their points first, and then I'll come back and give my thoughts on why they get conservative. Go ahead, Rocky. What say you?
Yeah, I'm gonna everybody give me a chance to. Easy and LFJ started this, so shout out to my Vanderbilt Catholic Terriers who are 5-0 after Friday night. Y'all started it with it in the car and Newman, so I just wanted to put that out there.
Well, can I give a quick shout out to St. James, who's 4-1, even though Terrebonne got him with the bear. That last second that catch that your boy made against St. Charles. Can I get that shout out? All right, my bad. I had to get it in there. Go ahead.
All right. So yeah, I made a comment last night to Lakers All Day's point. There is no Jimmy in Mario. None. Zero. Jimmy would have had that game 42-3 going into the fourth quarter. But for whatever reason, we decided to get up on teams that shouldn't even been in the game and sit on leads and try to run out the clock. And that's what we do. As far as the game itself, I mean, look, that's the most razzle-dazzle I've ever seen from an offense in the first couple of quarters. They tried to trick us. They tried to reverse us. Yeah. They tried to look over at the sideline and play like they were getting a call and then snap the ball. Right. They were never in it. They were never in it. And I wasn't worried at all during. I mean, that our defense is unreal. Bain and Messidor are two men playing against boys.
Yes.
And I think that's what they lean on in the fourth quarter. And that's the whole point of trying to run the clock out. Dawson says, well, I got Bain and Messidor on the other side, so I don't really need to work anymore when we get up. And I think that's kind of the attitude he takes. I don't like it, but that's kind of what he does. But anytime you get a win in Tallahassee against those assholes, we're gonna celebrate that. So
that was a game they needed to have, because coming off of Virginia, I think Miami just destroyed Florida State's season, because in the ACC, you can take a loss. You can take one loss in the ACC and still control your destiny, but you can't take two. And if they took that loss like they did last week to Virginia, but then come back, knock off the third-ranked Miami Hurricanes, they just put their season back on track. And even though you got Virginia, who's undefeated, even though Georgia Tech is undefeated, one of them is going to stumble down the line. And if Florida State runs the table moving forward, they're in there. And unfortunately, Miami would not have the tiebreaker in that case. So by them not being able to do that and Miami taking Florida State out, you just basically derailed and railroaded Florida State's season. Because now, I think after that bye week, you saw what happened with Clemson and Dabo. Me and Easy will touch on it in a little bit. I think Clemson, they're not going to for the ACC championship because they got too many losses, but I think Florida State got more conference losses coming. Come on, Stallion, talk to me. What you think?
Well, guys, I'm going to start this off. After what I saw yesterday in college football all day long, it's better to be 5-0 than 3-2. That's all I'm going to say right now. Easy facts of what you said. Unacceptable in that fourth quarter, but I'm going to go at it at a different take. And Larry, many years ago, you and Devin told me there's a reason why we don't do this show right after a game, win or lose, or whatever like that. Let a few hours and the next day, you used to let 2 days have to stem. But here's the truth of it. I've had time to think about it now. It felt like a loss last night for whatever reason. Like we should have won 45-3. We owed them the ass kicking they gave us 3 years ago when students are trying to get on a bus to go back home to Coral Gables, but the buses aren't available yet till halftime in that awful first year of Mario and everything. I mean, but we owed them that last night, and they were a way better team than what we were at that point. That's how much we've improved. But I'm going to go at it from a different angle. Unacceptable personnel use again. Some issues that I saw in the Syracuse game last year where we could have put it away happened again last night. Mark Fletcher cannot just have one carry in the fourth quarter. Okay, number one. I appreciate that we got Jordan Lyle out there. He looked rusty a little bit at times. I don't know why we continued to run inside when we was clear we were getting success on the outside. See no more than that Keelan Marion or end around that we did earlier in the game and so forth. They were selling out inside. Why would you continue to run it inside? You need to go on the outside, break one. They didn't have the speed to keep up with you sideline to sideline like that, and you didn't test it on them. So that's number one. Number two, but that's inexcusable for the offense. Defensively, how in the world did they get away with not having one holding call the entire game? I'm going to tell you guys this. If Dan Radakovich had a set of nuts on him, I would get a tape put together of those plays, send it to Greensboro or whatever their damn office is located, and I want an explanation of why that wasn't a safety when Ruben Bain has two offensive linemen with his arm around his throat. That's a safety any other conference. I don't care if it's high school, college, or NFL. That's a safety. And at that point, it's 30-11 ball game. And I'm not going to bring up the refs. We know what Jimmy has said. You never leave it in the refs' hands. But my point is that every time we even got close to Castellanos, late hit, 15-yard penalty. I mean, this is still football, from what I understand. The Dylan Day getting ejected was ridiculous. Squirrel White leaned into him. That's a football play. I'm just sorry he didn't knock him out, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, I'm just sorry you just didn't knock the guy out. That was worse than the trampling he got last week from Virginia. But the truth of the matter is that the refs kept them in that game. The 2-point conversion, that ball was absolutely uncatchable. He would have had to climb a ladder to get that, and they call a personal foul and give them another chance to get that 2-point conversion. Again, Miami should have stopped him. Miami could have done some things, but it's inexcusable that you have Messidor and Bain, and they're being held practically all night. Not one hold call was given to them. I mean, for once in this game, we were the more penalized team. Usually they're the ones making the stupid mistakes. And I just cannot, there has to be a letter. If the ACC is trying to kiss Florida State's ass, I mean, newsflash, we're the guys that are still in the conference. They're the ones.
Don't say that, Stallion. You might ruffle some feathers. I know where you're going with that.
Damn right I am. Damn right I am.
Stallion, get used to it, brother, because here comes the ACC in another bye week. All Rocky, 7 games. Get used to that. We're not going to get the calls. We haven't gotten them for any year that we've been in the ACC.
Exactly. And here's my point, Rocky, and everybody else can chime in on this, chat box, whatever, okay? Do you think Ohio State and Michigan get that disrespect in the Big Ten? They know who the teams are that bring the moolah there. Maybe we don't do our part in basketball like the Dukes and the North Carolinas of the world, but we damn now can do it in football. I'm sorry we screwed around for 20 years, but now we're back. We're the beacon of light. Are you going to really push Georgia Tech's sorry ass in that playoff or whatever, ACC? Read the room. And, you know, this is what you got us for here. And you're not going to help us at all. And you're right. And Larry, this is what I talked to you and Devin about at the beginning of the season when I got so criticized. It wasn't so much that I was concerned about, yes, we had question marks at the wide receiver in certain positions, and we didn't know what we were going to get from Beck. He did fabulous. But I want to leave it with this before I give everybody else a turn. I always spoke about the intangibles, weather, you know, the calls on the field, the turnover battle. So far, with the exception of the Florida game, we've done phenomenal when it came to the turnover battle, and we need to continue that. Number 2, though, the weather. This was the first game that was completely dry, no rain, no nothing, and look how phenomenal we looked in that passing game with those big explosive plays. Could have been done in those other games. But the most important thing is now you are in the ACC schedule, and you have these refs looking at any time, and it's just unfathomable because Ohio State, the Bamas, the Georgias, they don't get that shit called on them because those conferences know what it means to actually elevate your teams because you want them in the conversation at the end. ACC is a loser football conference. Next person, go ahead.
Shouts out. I see Chris Kane just entered the chat. I'll get to you in a second, brother. Good morning. All right. So what I want to, this is my answer for why I think the conservative play calling is happening late in these games, because we saw it obviously against Notre Dame. I mean, you got that game and last night. You got two games where Miami clearly could have had a one-sided 40-plus point victory and just ended it all. I just think that the philosophy of we're up big, let's control the clock. That's what I think Dawson, they're trying to do. They want to control the clock. They're up big because if you can have those long methodical drives and control the clock, that's the nail in the coffin. I think that's what they're doing, but it's not working because teams are getting up, playing defense, getting extra possessions back. And then on the defensive side, look, I told everybody in the chat last night and in the group and all of that, the defense, don't get on the defense because the philosophy changed in the fourth quarter. They're not attacking the same. They're playing prevent. They're leaving these soft zones open. They're letting a lot of underneath stuff go because they don't want to get beat by the big play. And as we said prior to the South Florida game, Miami has always had trouble with mobile quarterbacks. Now, thank God we just finished with our third mobile quarterback in a row. So we knew what was going to happen. We knew those mobile quarterbacks in each one of those games. Hell, even the guy for Bethune, he didn't do much, but he did have a good run. I think 2 good runs in that game. So, and that's all college football teams. If you got a mobile quarterback, they tend to give problems. So I'm not happy about the conservatism, but I get it. I understand why they go from being in attack mode to being conservative because they're up big. But to Rocky's credit, to everybody on the panel's credit, you cannot do that come playoff time because you're going to be playing a whole different level of competition. I don't think Florida State was as good as advertised. I just don't. I just don't. I think it was fool's gold. They caught Alabama at the right time, opening game of the season. Listen, everybody knows week 1 is always the week where upsets happen. Teams are going to get, the proverbial good teams are going to get played closer. Things happen. I promise you, if you switch one of those scrub, either Kent State or East Texas A&M with Alabama, and you have one of those scrub teams week 1 and you have Alabama week 3, after they started finding themselves, Alabama beats Florida State. The Alabama team we're seeing right now would definitely beat Florida State. That was a fluke victory. Virginia proved that. And Miami dominated them. So that's my thought on it. Chris Kane, you in the building. Talk to me, brother. What's up?
Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. I just woke up from a swing shift from night shift, and I was like, hold on, let me set my alarm because they got a panel coming on at 11 o'clock, and I think I want to chime in on this. So definitely, I think that you were absolutely right. Italian, Stallion, everybody. Good morning, y'all. I think y'all are absolutely right about what's going on. How it happened last night. Let's just be honest. That wasn't a targeting call. When you duck your head like that, he was trying to hit him clean. That's number one. Okay. So that was a bunch of bullshit that happened right there. Number two, well, we playing that prevent, like you said, they trying to keep everything in front of us so we won't get beat in the back. They did the same thing with Notre Dame. Keep game. They did the same thing with Florida. Keep everything in front. Give up the yardage in the front, but don't give up anything big in the back. When in reality, it's like 1,000 cuts. You're cutting yourself. You don't see the effect until this whole bunch of them and they start hurt. You see what I'm saying? Mario, I don't know what that whole situation was. We went back and trying to hit Malachi Tony at the last minute. I don't know what that was, but that should have been something that should have been more pre-thought out. See, the thing is that Castellano said, make Beck nervous and make him make throws that we know that he's going to make. And he almost made one because if it wouldn't have been, if that ball was tipped, if he would have got it out to Castellanos, if he would have got it out to Malachi, we got nothing but green grass, baby. And it's a first down and then some.
I think it's a touchdown because Malachi had a clear path to the end zone. Yeah.
All the way to the outside.
He does a juke move because he will juke the shit out you and beat you. So
yeah, he will.
He would have went for 6.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't even think as clear as that path was, he wouldn't even have had the juke.
True.
You know what I'm saying? He just had nothing but real estate in front of him. Now, I will say this though. that conservative play, like you were saying, I was talking about it with a couple of my friends at the job last night, and you can't do that. You can't play that kind of way. You can't sit there and you can't play these teams that you got coming up after this bye week like that either. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to, when it gets down and gritty to that point, you cannot let them score 19 unanswered points. We was up 28-3.
Yeah.
Should have been
Yes, sir.
45-3 or 42-3.
Yeah.
They could have blown that game way out of proportion. But you have these penalties, the illegal motion. Then all of a sudden you get all of these flags and everything else like that. Unnecessary calls, the unnecessary targeting call. I'm like, come on, dude, really? Like, this is ridiculous. But at
I'm
the
gonna
same time,
highlight. I'm sorry.
oh,
Go ahead, Chris.
Oh,
No,
but
finish
at the
up. Finish
same
up. I got a comment on my highlight. Go ahead. You good?
Okay, but you know what? I was thinking about this and I was like, you know what? They putting out all it now. All of a sudden, they want to start calling penalties and calling all of this stuff now. They wasn't calling them like that in the first, the second, or the third quarter. But now all of a sudden, they want to start calling everything on Miami. Oh, I forgot. We're a 4.5 point favorite. So you got to make it good for them. That was a Vegas game. That's all I got.
You can ask James. I put that in the chat in our group chat last night. I said when they started coming back, I said somebody doesn't want Miami to cover the score, whatever the case may be. But I want to highlight this comment real quick. LNV said Mario isn't running up the score. He's not putting feet to neck. He's comfortable keeping the lead and staying stagnant.
That's
how do y'all? I'm gonna start easy. I don't know how much you watched us all year or how you watched over the last couple of years, but easy. How do you feel about that? Do you think this is a true comment?
I think it is, but I think it is for a different reason. If you go back and look at Mario coaching, right? He comes from that philosophy of sportsmanship. That whether you like it or not, I get it. College football is all about point differential, how you beat it. The committee looks at who you beat by how many points. But as Miami fans, if y'all want a coach that's going to run up 50-3, Mario ain't it. He never has been. He never will be.
Ooh.
Right? That's just what he is. That's how he coaches the game. He believes in an integrity of the game that no longer exists. The Lane Kiffins, the Nick Sabans, they destroyed that. The Dabos, right? Them dudes that are going to go out and are going to put up 70 points on an FCS school. And like, those are the coaches that run the league. Now, Mario's an old school coach. That's just how he coaches. I mean, you can go back and look at him before he got to Miami. That's just what he does. Not just that, but I think Mario also understands something about his team. And this is, again, a critique of a team from an outside person. I don't think that offensive line has good conditioning. I think that's why Miami has the issues in the fourth quarter that they do. Look at the push that offensive line, this coming from a former offensive lineman, that they get in the first quarter, the second quarter, even into the third quarter. Now go back and watch Miami's game about 4 minutes left of the third quarter. You can see that offensive line is not firing off the ball the same way. So your run game goes to hell, which is why you get the screen passes that nobody likes, the bubble screens when it's 3 and 7, 3rd and 7, all because he knows he's got to get the ball out because his offensive line just don't have the drive that they had for the first 3 quarters. It's a big critique that I've always had, or not always, but over the last year or so, of Miami's offensive line. They just don't look conditioned enough to play 4 quarters in Florida heat. Just is what it is. But I mean, that's
go ahead. Yeah,
that's what I see when I look at the way Mario coaches and those issues that the offense is having in the fourth quarter. And some of the other things y'all had mentioned, like the targeting, we just gonna have to get used to it. As an LSU fan, we saw it 2 weeks ago when they ejected Weeks in the second quarter. It was like the 3rd play of the game or whatever it was. One of the best linebackers in the country, and you ejected him because the defensive player ducked his head down.
Right.
Until they get rid of the ejection part, we all going to continue to complain about targeting. It is what it is. And hey, y'all, welcome to the ACC. Welcome to being a big program in a sport. You're never going to get the calls. You're never going to get the calls.
I wanna give you props, Easy, because I never thought about that. I think you might have just uncovered, and that's the beauty about having different guests on. It's great that people are going to see things that we may not see. The offensive line is definitely improved. They dominate. They're doing it. They're showing it in games. But that might be something to kind of look at. Are they conditioned? Is the conditioning well enough getting late into the games? Because now that you say it, you look at the Notre Dame game, you look at the Florida game, you look at last night, the domination falls off. Is it as much the conditioning of the offensive line getting late into games as much as it is the conservatism on play calling? It's something to look at. Yeah,
and that has a lot to do with it, because people want the score run up. It's easier to pass block than it is to run block, right? Pass blocking for the interior. Now tackles are different. I get tackles are different,
right?
But in the interior, you're just dropping back. Run blocking, you firing off, you moving forward, you hitting somebody,
right?
And when you've been in 110 heat index all day, and you're up by, what were they up?
It was 28
almost 20. Yeah. So, you're up by 26 points or 25 points in the fourth quarter. And you're just like, something, we got this. It's also a mentality thing too.
Right.
Right. And that's just, I question the mentality of that offensive line. That's where I would be at from an outsider. Do you want this? Why is your team always struggling for protection and run blocking in the fourth quarter when you're up? The game ain't over. You can't quit. And all of y'all said it. You're not going to beat the Alabamas, the Ohio States, the Oregons, the Penn States. You're not beating them with that type of mentality, because guess what? You're not playing in a CFP game in Florida.
Right.
So,
right. Thanks.
Hey,
what's your thoughts? Everybody else thoughts on that?
Easy. Let me. Okay, so look. I understand what you're saying about the O-line getting tired, right? But the defense was on the field for a long time, right? Our defense was tired. Even our defense played so great that low key, they made our offense stay on the sideline for a long time. And our defense, had them gave up a touchdown and all that stuff. So why in the world is our offense had Loki all this time to have rest and watch our defense, bend, don't break, and gave up touchdowns. But then after that, our offense comes out here and plays stagnant in the fourth quarter with these running up the middles, with these freaking screen passes. But our O-line should have had our how can I say this? Our O-line should have been running. My bad. Our O-line should have been not healthy, but should have fresh enough to be playing great in the fourth quarter. But we
real quick, Lakers. I don't want to interrupt, but you just brought up something, and I want to go back to a comment Ellen V said. She asked, "Is that a reflection of the rotation of the offensive line? Is the offensive line getting proper rotation to keep these guys fresh?"
Well, you don't rotate the offensive line. The only time the offensive line rotates is when they're hurt, right? Your starting five on the offensive line is going to be your starting five from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. It's not like a defensive line where you rotate in different edge rushers for different play calls and things like that. What it is it's a mentality, right? Like, again, when y'all said it, defense is playing fantastic, right? Defense is doing what it needs to do. But when you go to that fourth quarter, Florida State's offense was on the field a lot in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So now you're asking an offense or an offensive line that was 6 minutes in the first quarter, 8 minutes in the second quarter. Now you need to be on the field for 11. That's a lot. That's a big jump for 300-pound dudes.
But getting back to that, yeah, right. You don't rotate your offensive lineman, but in the case of being winded and gassed, especially playing tempo, sometimes you have to.
They might. They may. I've never experienced it. I've never seen it.
It's kind of dink and dunk depending on program. Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, the 2 tackles is never coming off the field.
Oh no, Maui, no, hell no. Bill,
your 2 tackles and your center are the 3 offensive linemen that you never want coming off the field.
Facts. It's open, y'all can talk.
It's a very let's stay on schedule offense. That's what we are. If you noticed last night, whenever we had our false start calls, we weren't successful on those drives. Whenever we got off schedule and got pushed back behind the sticks, we punted. Go back and watch.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the offensive line getting winded in the fourth quarter, look, the style of coaching and the style of play calling that Mario and Mirabal and Dawson want to do, that lends to that. Because again, we get these leads and then we start running the ball. We start that damn running the ball at the middle. And to that point, that was the emphasis for Florida State coming in, because they just got 211 ripped off of them against Virginia. So coming into this game was a point of emphasis for that defense to really stand up. I mean, that defensive coordinator over there, Tony White, I'm sure he challenged those guys against us, right? Because they got embarrassed against Virginia, giving up 211 yards on the ground.
Yeah, so they did their job. Facts. They did their job last night. Yeah,
they were up for that.
Yeah,
but to the point of the offensive line getting winded, it's because of their style, man. I wish Mario. LMV pointed it out. I wish Mario was as aggressive in the fourth quarter as what he is in the first and second quarter. Getting their lead. Why stop? Why? You got them down, step on their throat. But like to your point, to what you said, Easy, that's not the guy he is. And my question is, it's same thing as what you said. It's gonna bite us. I might not bite us in the season because we're better than everybody, but when we get to the playoff, man, you can't get up on Oregon and get 21-0 and then start running the ball up the middle and try to run the clock out. You're gonna get beat. You're gonna get beat.
They can score 21 in a hurry.
Oh yeah, and look, I'm gonna let him talk about it, but I'm gonna give credit to Stallion, because Stallion said it best last night in the group chat, and I'm gonna go ahead on and prelude into it, give a prequel into it. Miami, Booger said it last night at halftime. Saban said it a few weeks ago, and I'm gonna say it. And I'm not just saying it as a Miami fan, I'm saying it as the truth. Miami, to me, is the best team in the country. They're the most complete team in the country. Their offense can score at will, either in the air, on the ground. The defense is the best defense in the country. The only team that can beat Miami, I think, is Miami. And James reiterated that last night. So, Stallion, I'm gonna give it to you. Elaborate on why you said that last night.
Well, Larry, thank you so much for the kudos. I said that last night because it's been that dynamic under Mario at this point. It's almost like we get in our own way, we get in our own heads, and I don't know, we need to get that killer instinct, and not to be cliche, that eye of the tiger of what those past Miami team killer mentality had. There's one thing that was interesting about his press conference last night. Mario was asked, "Oh, are you condoning this and that?" And he's like, "Oh, no, I played on some great." And it's like, look, dude, everybody knows the lore of the U, okay? We're not saying to go back to all that stuff and everything like that. What we're saying is there's that swag. There's these things, and you can't handcuff a caged animal. You need to unleash it, and you've got a team here, and you're holding them back. And just like we criticized Mario those first couple of years that maybe he wasn't trusting enough with his coaches and coordinators, he needs to allow them to do that. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Dawson scares the hell out of me sometimes, because I really don't know who's calling. I don't know if you all saw, there was a little bit of an interaction for the second game in a row between the two of them. Heatherman, I'm not worried about. Heatherman prepares like I've never seen. And I'm going to tell you guys this. Malzahn pulled out everything. If I was a team, Florida State's gonna have 2 more losses on this schedule, at least, because now they've pretty much opened up the playbook. Like you said, Larry, they were playing for their ACC lives because 2 losses, they're not going to the playoff. They're not going to get in. They're not doing anything at this point. And so realistically, they put all their eggs in that basket last night. And with everybody's help, still couldn't get it done, honestly. And the point of it is that you've got to go out there and just be better than everybody. If you notice that something is not working, go with it. The other thing too is, and this is a point that I need to bring up that I want everybody else's opinion on. I know that this is a different age of college football now. I get it. But I'm going to tell you this. We don't need to be kissing everybody's ass on that team. Whoever's ready to contribute and is going out there, feed them the ball. Honestly, go up like 30-something points, and then you can play these other guys. Don't go up just 14-0 and think the game is over. It's not like that anymore. There's too much talent spread across, and there's a lot better coaches out there that can make in-game adjustments. And that's the one thing from this staff. I was ready to praise them last night. I mean, Larry, we've joked around about this for a few years now under whichever different staff, the bye week curse. And it was like, this is the best we've looked coming off of a bye week ever in like a few years. And then fourth quarter happened. And I was like having flashbacks to the damn Georgia Tech game. I really was. And I shouldn't be doing that, guys. I should not be. We should have been partying. We should have been wanting to go up 40. And Easy, I'll agree with you. I think there's certain coaches that he will not run that up against, like the Bethune-Cookman guy. I don't know what his relationship with Napier is because of they were on Saban's staff and everything. But Norvell barely shook hands last night. I mean, let me tell you this. Bowden had respect for Coker and whoever else he coached against or what have you. Even Jimbo would shake hands. Willie as well. I've never seen a more cocky, arrogant son of a bitch in Mike Norvell. And we owed him such an ass kicking last night. And I'm telling you, like, Mario should have made sure to put 50 on his ass. He should have that guy.
I got to interject real quick on that because Castellanos has been running his mouth for the longest. And he's been igniting a lot of stuff against Miami. Here's the thing. Listen, I'll give the devil his due. You talk shit about beating Alabama. You said Nick Saban ain't there to save you. It worked. You got lucky. After that Alabama victory, immediately, Florida State fans focused to Miami. You've been worried about Miami for 4 weeks. Having all these other games. And it bit y'all in the ass because I noticed something. Miami didn't do all the back and forth this time. They didn't do it. But you know why? Because we know we're the better team. We knew what was going to happen. But to your point, Stallion, Norvell is definitely very cocky because as a coach, first of all, after what Castellanos did and you escaped that game against Alabama with a victory, why in the hell would you not address him talking shit about Miami, giving them bulletin board material, knowing how impactful that game is, knowing how big that game is, and coming off of a loss at that? Come on, dude.
But you're right. But like L. Frank, right? Look, we should not be like saying that, something like FSU coaches is things like he's too high and everything. Mario should be put in, though. Mario should low key run the score because of that.
Yes.
Next next year we need to go run the score up on them again if we can, because like and low key, you said this. I feel like Carson Beck just like to place his role. He's dead. Okay, I feel like Cam Ward has that instinct in him. Cam Ward has that killer instinct in him. Carson Beck does not have that. That's the difference that we've seen in his offense.
Well, hold up. Now, I got to push back on that. I got to push back on that. I got to push back on that. Hold up. I got to push back on that.
Go ahead. What's up?
I think he does have the killer instinct. I just think it's conveyed in a different manner. He's not as brash as Cam Ward was. Cam was like, you just said, hey, look, easy. Your team, you just saw this press conference. He just called out Tennessee and said, we're ass. That's just who Cam. Yes,
I loved it.
Down the middle. Some people didn't like it. Some people did. But at the end of the day, Cam is straightforward. Carson Beck, his personality is not like that. But deep down inside, Carson Beck is a killer when he wants to be.
But you know what it is with Carson Beck? Lakers is right. The thing with Carson Beck is a coach's quarterback.
Yes.
Carson Beck is going to go out there and run the play that the coach called. He's going to throw to the person that Mario wants him to throw it to. He's going to go through his progressions. That's why Mario loved Carson Beck. Mario could get Carson Beck and say, "Hey, bro, I know Cam Ward was that dude, but do not scramble for 30 yards and then throw across your body.
Right.
You not that guy.
Right.
Don't do that. Stay your narrow ass in the pocket.
Play your role.
Okay. And use that arm that you have. Use those eyes that you trust. Oh, they two different people. Like
See, but it's like that. Look, that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like Carson Beck in the fourth quarter should have told Mario and his OC, this is my game. I'm taking it over. And in the fourth quarter, I'm going to go show them and FSU and all these people what this offense is all about. Let's spread it out and let's throw the ball and let's run the ball. But guess what? Carson Beck did what you just said. He played his role. And Cam Ward, low-key, would have told the OC and Mario to kick rocks. This is my offense. That's the problem.
And that's why I love Cam Ward.
I'm going to highlight what Studio said because I'm beginning to think the same thing. And Brian Sandy put a comment up earlier, saying that, he was hard on Mario, as we all. Look, I don't have to say, y'all know how I've been for the last 4 or 5 years with Mario since he got here. But this comment right here by Studio is not the players, it's Shannon Dawson play calling. I think it's time to start.
That's true, too.
Mario's philosophy is he wants to run the ball, but ultimately, Shannon Dawson is the one that's dialing up the plays.
Shannon Dawson made a comment, LFJ, in his press conference 2 weeks ago, that he would rather be the most boring, methodical OC in the building than the Flash, right? Than getting the YouTube or highlights. He made that comment in the press conference. I don't know if y'all saw that. Man, when I heard that comment, I'm like,
wait, hold up, bro. You said that? He said that last week?
At the press conference, he said that last week. Yeah.
Oh, heck no. He got to go, y'all. He got to go. I'm sorry.
And look at that. Like I was saying, Mario is an old school, conventional coach who believes in sportsmanship. And you think it's just a coincidence that his play caller is, not running the score up, not throwing the ball deep in the fourth quarter. Like these coaches, man, they come from the same trees. And if you come from like the Sean McVay tree, you're going to run it up. If you come from the Bill Belichick tree, you're going to have a strong defense.
Look, there's a reason why it takes 8 months to get a new coordinator on the staff whenever a coordinator leaves, like what's happened the past 2 years. There's a reason why it takes till, the opening of spring to get a coordinator. Why? Because Mario goes and does his research and goes and looks for those type of guys. I mean, that's why. I mean, yeah, and you're right. They're all from the same tree. They are.
Can I throw something out there real quick?
Offense is frustrating because we better than that.
One thing I wanted everybody to talk about, can we just say for once that we finally got a recruit that was between us and Florida State that impacted the damn game in our favor? I can't think of the last time, guys. Malachi Tony, had he gone to them and we had to put up with that shit for 3 years?
Jesus, Lord have mercy.
I'm being dead serious right now. It was nice to give it up to him and punch him in the face.
And look, real quick. To your credit, that's true. And real quick, we got another guest. I'm gonna bring him on right quick, but I just got to say this. And I learned a fun fact last night. I did not know. I mean, is that really Antonio Brown's son?
It's the other Antonio Brown that went to Miami Central, that went to West Virginia University. And played for the Reds. Yeah. All right.
Because the Pittsburgh Steeler and me was getting a little excited, even though that it didn't work out at the end. I'm like,
I looked it up.
Okay.
I looked it up.
All right, because when they said Antonio Brown, I'm like, all right. Well, anyway, real quick, we're gonna bring another guest in right quick. He's another friend of the show. He chimes in from time to time, and I know he's gonna have some stuff to say about this offense. So come on in here, Studio. Talk to. Oh Lord, hold on, let me bring him back. He was already Studio. What's happening, bro? What's going on? I'm all messed up. What's up, Studio?
What's up?
What's your thoughts, bro? What's your thoughts?
I'm kind of all over the place with my thoughts. You know how I am. I'm gonna try to make it first, you remember I'm the conspiracy guy, right? I told y'all last year
Yeah.
they didn't want us in the playoffs because Cam using the word, the N word twice on national TV.
Yeah.
Also, I got a clip of it. CBS said it. We don't want Miami on our network as a product. They said it. I got it on the clip. So this year, I said, okay, they should let us off the hook. But then I'm looking at Mario's. He's setting the stage for the narrative to be we lose in the playoffs with this coaching that. I mean, you got to listen. Mario act like he forgets how to coach when he's in the league. Like when he's in the league, go look at the Notre Dame game, the Florida game, and this game. We in the league, kicking their butt, and all of a sudden we run a defense. Go look at it, bro. That it just look like it's designed to let them run up the field on us, and then we get the ball and go screen, punt. I mean, it happened 3 games identically. I said, come on, man. So I said, maybe they don't want to blow these boys out because it hurts your, you know how if you blow a team too out, they fall down in the polls. Then it hurts your strength of schedule. You know what I'm saying? Like we blow Florida State out.
But it also hold up real quick. It would also help because if you blow out Florida State, you're blowing out a team that embarrassed Alabama, who is getting hot right now. And on top of that, you make your case to be the #1 team in the country because you beat 3 ranked teams.
Hold on, though. I agree with that right now. But later in the year, I've seen them reduce our wins. Like, oh, that's not a strong win. But they'll let Notre Dame, for example, last year, they gave us grief by winning Louisville by 7. Oh, they only won. Notre Dame only beat Louisville by 7. But they gave them good credit for that win. Oh, they got a good victory against Louisville. What about our good victory against Louisville? So the narrative is going to change later on in the year where, Florida State wasn't that good. Oh, Florida State wasn't that good. Florida wasn't that good. You see how they did that with South Florida when they were saying South Florida beat us, they should be the #1 team. And when we blow them out, they didn't even rank them. So
the reality is, unfortunately for Miami, and I hate to be the one to tell all of y'all this, you're in the ACC. When it comes to ranking and when it comes to the college playoffs, your opponents do not stack up against the SEC and the Big Ten. Until Miami schedules non-conference opponents that are the Michigans, the Wisconsins, the Ohio States, the Oregons, the LSUs, the Ole Misses. You're not. And look, I like Miami, but your conference schedule is weaker than both SEC and Big Ten. And right now, your non-conference, because of your in-state, stop playing South Florida. Stop playing. So you don't get anything by playing South Florida. You don't get anything by playing UCF. If it is not Florida State or Florida, stop playing other Florida colleges. Stop.
Hey, can I say this? Look at your SEC opponent that you're locked into for the next 2 years. South Carolina. They're trash. They're
trash. And with Sellers not being the best he is this year, he was potentially a first round pick in the draft this coming year, and it turned out not to be. Arch over in Texas ain't what, like, you have to schedule these blue chip programs if you want to get into the college football playoffs, and if you don't want to be an at-large bid playing in the shoe for, it's just, it is what it is.
Can I ask you guys something real quick? With Penn State losing to UCLA, which was absolutely inexcusable. Absolutely. I don't give a shit. You went across the country. That's a bad football team right there. But my thing is this. How the hell did Oregon jump us last week when we didn't even play a game? And the thing is I don't listen, rankings are irrelevant right now, but it feels good to be 2 and all that stuff. But what I'm saying is, if we're not #2, at least, because we still did beat Florida State, who beat Alabama, all that stuff. If you're really paying attention to that stuff, Oregon's win over Penn State's ass now. In fact, they've got to put all their eggs that they beat Indiana in Autzen this week with game day coming in. And then look at Ohio State. I mean, that win over Texas is not that impressive anymore.
Doesn't mean anything.
And let me tell you another thing. Texas A&M, that's a team that's really well coached. Mike Elko, and they're the real team. I'm interested to see how the Gators do against them this week. It's actually a game I've got my eye on because I'm going to tell you this. Florida's offense has a little bit of confidence now, and A&M cannot stop anybody that has a good offense. See Notre Dame, and Florida can run the ball, and Notre Dame ran it down A&M's throat. It's going to be a shootout, but here's the thing. I think that Florida's defense is way better than Notre Dame's, and I'm going to be very intrigued of what happens if Florida knocks off A&M next week, because does that elevate Miami again with a bye week?
Yeah.
Like
Neighbors can't beat two big schools in a row. He can't do it.
True.
Neighbors is just not it.
That victory
I'm gonna tell you right
was
now.
more so
Florida gonna win out, boy. Y'all bet with him. I bet with him last week.
Real quick. I'll get to that in a second, studio. But real quick, I got to bring in our next guest, man. He's another day one. I gotta let him on, man. But like I said, that boy look like he cleaner than the Board of Health right now, man. Let's get him up in here, man. Our day one. Kyle Starling in the building. What's up, Kyle? Talk to him.
What's going on? What's going on? Just got out of church, man.
Yeah. I see you casket sharp, man, fresh and clean like you outcast, brother. What's happening?
Well, you know, we got some good weather. We got some good weather down here, man.
Look how nice.
I see that. South Florida, babe.
Hey, good ugly win last night. All the guys pretty much harped on some of the things I was thinking about. I think Dawson has to do a better job of his play calling when the game get real tight. And just like Easy has said about the offensive line, seem like they kind of drained out. They're not in good condition. I can agree with that my damn self, because how the hell you drain these guys out in the first two quarters, and it doesn't carry over to at least the third quarter.
Right.
I think he need to mix up some of his play calling. Also, too, if he realized, like you said about the bubble screen stuff like that, he need to integrate some of that stuff in the first half as well. Let's kind of balance that out. If he think this team if he think his line has that type of problem doing the game like that. But good win. Florida State offense didn't give our defense anything. They just showed them that they just need to keep make sure their eyes seeing what they're supposed to see. But I don't think the defense really been tested yet, because this guy can't fucking. We already knew he couldn't throw the damn ball.
He threw pretty good against us last night.
He ain't throw pretty good against us last night.
Miami gave him a lot of stuff.
They gave him a lot. See, my
FSU was the number one offense in the nation, and that goes miles down. And our defense got a good practice on discipline.
Hey, studio, get closer to your mic. You're breaking up. You're going in and out.
I ain't bought in on that number one offense stuff. We showed that last night. I ain't bought in that number one offense stuff. They held Bain them the whole night. If they'd have called a flag like they're supposed to, it was many flags they missed.
No, Kyle. They didn't miss. They just purposely didn't call.
They purposely didn't. They just purposely didn't call
times. That left tackle.
That left tackle and that right tackle. They had Bain in their headlock. That's why Bain started using his goddamn hands on their ass.
Yes.
Since they let them play.
Oh, y'all, Bain is the number one player in the league. They're not going to get no call. Same with Jeremiah Smith. He's the number one receiver in the league. They're going to hold him all day, and they're not going to give him no calls. They better just fuck it up, play ball. They're not getting calls.
But here's the thing, studio, I want to say real quick, and the chat is starting to chime in on it as well. You're saying number one offense, and I know statistically they were number one, but let's be real. That offense wasn't as good as advertised, because look who they played. East Texas A&M, Kent State.
Yeah.
They looked really impressive against Alabama too now.
They caught him at the right time.
That was
they caught him at the right time.
Alabama. That first game
against Alabama at the right time.
Y'all sounded like the media. They like to switch the narrative on the game after we don't whoop them ass.
Ain't no narrative to switch, bro. Look at what Alabama's been doing since they lost to Florida State.
Okay, then. So are we going to say Florida State can't beat them now?
Let's be real.
I'm going to say it. They can't beat them now.
Let's be real. Florida State. If Florida State plays Alabama next week, Alabama wins by 24.
Easily.
Like,
They can play
Y'all lying.
They can play Alabama today.
Wait a minute. The only reason y'all saying that is because y'all disrespecting Virginia. And them boys 5-1. And they got an NFL quarterback. And I told the Seminoles, I said, boy,
The reason we're saying that Todd Simpson was the first-time starter in a game won on the road, and they caught him. They just caught him. That's all that happened.
Man, this man a homer, bro.
Not just that, and I will die on this hill. The worst SEC school is better than almost every ACC school.
Not this year. Not this year.
Hey, look, I'm not talking about Florida State. I'm not talking about Miami.
Let's go with
okay.
I say NC State and Virginia and Georgia Tech and line them up against the SEC right.
Bro, Georgia Tech would get waxed by every SEC school.
I don't agree with that, Easy. I don't agree with that. Nah,
they would get waxed with their half-ass.
Easy, that SEC hype, man. Forget it. I'm not buying it.
Be honest.
I'm not.
And then I'm gonna tell y'all this.
No, maybe not everyone.
Miami fan, right? Miami has rarely ever blown out FSU. Ever. Matter of fact, FSU got more blowouts against us than we got against them.
Facts on that one.
I want to hear this about we had a quarter.
Yeah, but isn't college football not what have you done for me, but what have you done for me lately? It don't matter what Florida State did to Miami 10 years ago.
And what blowouts are we talking about? Because I remember 52-10 by us in 2020, 45-3 by them in what 21? I think it was.
Yeah, they beat them 49-0 1 year. They got more than I own. You can go look it up.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have the same players on these current teams that you had in those games.
All I'm saying is,
no, the coaches.
We mad because we ain't run it up on FSU. Get out.
At the end of the day, style points matter, Studio, because if Miami suffers an unnecessary loss, that is how you make your argument to the college football committee is style points. And at the end of the day, if you have FSU who all of a sudden starts to fall off, guess what? A narrow victory over a mediocre FSU team does not hold the same weight. That's what we're saying. So you know what? Get the style points and beat the shit out of who you play because we play a weak schedule and a weak conference.
Can I bring up something, Larry, real quick? Can I bring up something real quick? If you read all the media stuff, and you know how we all feel about the media, they kissed our ass. Even with the score 28-22, the narrative from Andrea Alderson and Heather Dinich and all these people that I used to think hated Miami, they pretty much have said, like, it's a rivalry game. They've made every excuse to still say, ignore the score. Miami was dominant, blah, blah, blah. It's funny how us as fans are the most critical. You know what I mean? Like, everybody else is like, oh, Miami looks great and everything. We know better. That's what's so funny about it, honestly.
You know, you want to know why, Stallion, we were like that?
It's because during the game, like first quarter through the third quarter, they was leading us in stats in almost every category the entire game. Rushing, passing, first down efficiency, third down efficiency. They was kicking our ass in stats everywhere. But we was beating them 21-3 because we got the athletes, we got the players, and we got the skill positions, and we the number one team in the nation, bro.
And guess what? Because we was doing that, we should have kept the foot on the gas and beat their ass 52-3.
Yeah, we should have been 49-3 and not won 28-22.
There you go.
I will say, I think I'm the only person on this panel that doesn't think y'all are the best team in the country.
I didn't say
all right. That's fair. Tell them
top 3 teams easy right now.
So when you look at team for team, quarterback for quarterback, coach for coach, defense for defense, like it or not, Ohio State is the best team in the country.
Okay.
We got to put.
Hold up. Let them talk. Let them talk, studio. Let them have it. Go ahead, Easy.
We got to put fandom aside, right? One, Ohio State's running game is far superior. How do you control the game? You run the ball. Two, I like Mario. I like Mario a lot. I'm taking Ryan Day over Mario 8 days a week. It just is what it is. Ryan Day's got the better resume. Okay. Defensively, Ohio State is far better in the secondary than Miami is, and they have better edge rushers as a whole, not just one or two people, but as a
I'm glad you clarified that.
Absolutely, no, because I think the left side edge rush. I'm not as good with names as you guys are, but
Bane.
I don't. Bane. He's probably arguably the best athlete in the country. The dude is unreal. His speed, his strength, but one edge rusher doesn't complete a unit. Okay, and Ohio State, for my money, has the best offensive line in the game. And that's just now I'll give Miami the quarterback. I'll give you Beck. I'll say Beck is better. You know, for sure. But
and they still got Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah Smith is still the best wide receiver in the country.
Yeah.
That's flat out. That's
no argument from none.
Jeremiah Smith and Cardell Tate are the two best wide receivers in the country. The best wide receivers.
When you take a team, because a team wins a national championship, offense, defense, special team, Ohio State has the best team in the country.
And Easy, can I throw something else out there? You're missing one. You're missing the biggest point. You're missing the biggest point. Matt Patricia, the defensive coordinator, their staff, top to bottom, is better than Miami's.
When you try to get ready for an Ohio State defense, coached by Matt Patricia, he is bringing NFL concepts to the college game, and he is destroying people with it.
Correct.
And so, for my money, if you put Ohio State against any other team in the nation, Ohio State wins 99 out of 100 times. Because any team's got a chance to beat anybody on any given Saturday.
Yeah, this is true. And Larry knows that I hate Ohio State. No, I didn't say Miami was the best team on this panel. The only thing I said was that Miami was better than Oregon.
Yes, I'll rock with that one.
Yeah.
No, well said, Easy. Well said. Y'all the defending champs. I can't argue with that. I'll take number 2.
No, he's LSU.
Oh no, not y'all. I'm LSU, baby. I'm just keeping it real.
No, he was being.
Well, what I would say to that is, the offensive line ain't as good as you think. The offense ain't that good. The only thing they got is Jeremiah. You double him. Okay, Tate.
I don't know, studio. You better look at Cornell Tate.
Bo Jackson.
Yeah. He's starting to win.
You better look at the pair of running backs they got down in Ohio State too. Them running backs.
I don't think he
I wouldn't give him the running game or offensive line or what.
Real quick, pause. Easy. L&V wants to get your link or your info or whatever. She wants to tap in with what you got going on. You want to provide that?
Yeah, for sure. Y'all can catch me on YouTube, TikTok, everywhere that you get a podcast. It's the Full Blitz Podcast. Y'all see it right here. We got. I'm
gonna type it in real quick. Go ahead.
And we got new episodes coming soon. We took some time off. I've been stupid busy with work and everything like that. But we got new shows coming soon. Yeah, hit us up, hit that subscribe button, follow us. I appreciate y'all, man, for real.
Man,
very insightful and very knowledgeable.
I enjoy talking football with people that know their stuff and can bring an unbiased opinion to it, honestly. And watching enough football around to understand what's going on in the game today, honestly.
You got to be unbiased, right? You got to be, because if you're going to be biased, you're a team fan. You're not a football fan.
Right.
And Larry, Devin, and me are probably the hardest on this team.
I feel like I ain't being biased. I think our roster's the best, but our coaching is not. Like you said, if we play Ohio State right now for the championship, roster-wise, we going to bang with them head up, but Mario's going to screw it up.
And that's the problem, though. And that's our only problem we got.
Listen up, y'all. Real quick, we got about 15 minutes left. We're gonna let y'all get ready for NFL, but real quick before we get out of here, I want to switch gears a little bit since we and I love the transition because we're starting to get to it. Talking about potential matchups, let's talk about everything else that happened yesterday in Miami. Everybody moving forward. How do y'all feel about everything that happened yesterday? You had Texas losing to Florida. You had Penn State getting embarrassed by UCLA. You had A&M showing that they might be a team that, reckon with. You got Alabama, who avenged last year's loss to Vandy. How are we feeling as Miami fans versus everything else that happened? Who are y'all worried about? Who are y'all got your eyes on? Open panel, talk to me.
I know the team everybody should be worried about, and I hate to say this, but it's Alabama. They're getting their groove back. DeBoer has got them playing like Alabama, and I'm sorry, but when that team is running the way they are running the football right now, and Ty Simpson has found his groove, that is a team. They got their one loss out of the way, and DeBoer's got them dudes playing right. I think Alabama may be a team when we're sitting here 2 months from now going, I really wish that they would just fall off the face of the planet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lakers.
I got a question for Easy though, right quick. Easy. How do you feel about like Blake Baker? Because like Blake Baker was saying the Miami Hurricanes DC, and now
we hated him. We couldn't stand him.
Yeah, we hated him. So like, how do you feel about him being your DC now, and how does he look with LSU?
So, I mean, statistically, LSU's the top 5 defense in the country, right? Mm-hmm. They did the first thing that I don't think anybody's done since mid last year is keep Ole Miss under 30 points a game. It's very hard to do with Lane Kiffin. I like what he's doing. LSU's problem is not the DC. LSU's problem is Brian Kelly's bum, no big game winning ass. Brian Kelly is our problem, and the fact that I'm pretty sure Garrett Nussmeier has a sports hernia, which is why he hasn't been able to throw the ball.
That sucks. Wow.
But I love him. For us, I love him. I think
he's working out.
I think his play calling, the way he coaches, I think it fits the SEC. And not to take anything from Miami, because Miami has always been known to have phenomenal talent on the defense side of the ball. But I think when he was there, he just didn't have the talent that he wanted to run the scheme that he wants to run.
Yep.
Gotcha.
He's definitely grown.
The money wasn't there for the help, the coordinators, the players. I mean, I would have loved to have seen Blake Baker with like the NIL money and how you can get people now, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because if you ask where you want to go, Miami or Baton Rouge, I'm a boot boy, but I'm going to Miami every day.
Facts.
I'm gonna keep what happened yesterday in college football and the ACC. Shout out to the Virginia Cavaliers who walked in the vaunted Jeff Brom Stadium and took out the vaunted Louisville Cardinals that everybody's so scared of because of their coaching. Took them out in overtime yesterday. That's 2 overtime wins in a row that Tony Elliott got. They got them boys playing, man. A bunch of seniors on that team. As far as you, Easy, and the LSU Tigers, they suck. Garrett Nussmeier sucks. All right? He's the most overbloviated, overrated quarterback in the country. He's terrible.
And look, Easy. I know you already.
Kate Klubnik will hold my beer.
Real quick, Easy. I know you already know this living downhill with us. You either LSU or you ain't, and if you ain't LSU, you gonna let it be known. So Rocky is just another.
I'm gonna let it be known they terrible. I love Weeks, love the defense. I don't like Blake Baker. I think they're poorly undercoached. Brian Kelly needs to be fired. I can't, look. LSU, man,
right now,
they ain't got it. As me and my buddy says, my business partner, they ain't got it. I'm telling you, they ain't got it. They ain't going nowhere.
No argument.
As long as Nussmeier's behind center, Heisman candidate my ass. That dude.
As soon as Brian Kelly came out with that bullshit ass fake accent in his press, boy, I wanted to pop him. Damn, bro.
At that basketball game, I remember that,
bro. At the pep rally, bro. I have never been so hot in my damn life. I swear to God, I hope he walks outside and all 4 of his tires are flat every morning.
Somebody should have chopped his ass in the damn throat.
I'll tell you what, bro. North Baton Rouge, LSU, the campus right down the street in North Baton Rouge, that is definitely a possibility.
They need to get his ass. Old fake
If they
ass
lose to
accent.
Vanderbilt in 2 weeks, he definitely will get his tire slashed or whatever.
Bro,
Right?
if we lose to South Carolina next week, I hope he gets fired. I hope South Carolina wins 100-0 just so he can get fired.
They're such trash though. That'll be like that. Oh, the offense is fixed. Like that. That's going to be what the narrative is. Easy. I hate to tell you that South Carolina's bad. They're terrible.
They're bad. They're bad.
Yeah.
Beamer looking at that.
Beamer ain't go last in South Carolina. He's gone.
No, he's looking at that VT. That'll be his excuse to leave. Like, oh, there's a calling there that I need to take my father's mantra and bring Virginia Tech back. That'll be the narrative. Listen, whatever makes you sleep better at night, Shane. You suck. So yeah, simple as that.
Yeah.
Chris, go ahead. Who's you worried about?
Me personally, I'm worried about everybody on the schedule. I'm worried about the bye week. I'm worried about Louisville. I'm worried about Stanford. I'm worried about Pittsburgh. I'm worried about all these motherfuckers because you know why? Because I want to know during the bye week what it's going to look like, what we're going to work on. I need to know what's going to happen with Louisville. I want to know what's going to happen with Stanford because you know how Mario is with Stanford. You know how he doesn't like Christmas trees. You know that. You know that.
If we lose that one, I will personally take an ass whooping just to hit him with a bat in the face. He can break my arm, whatever, with that jujitsu. If we lose to Stanford, guys, we're fucked. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell you right now. We gotta. Every game is a critical game, okay, and we cannot leave anything to chance. We can't give them no kind of leeway. We can't give them no room to breathe. We gotta suffocate their ass. And it's plain, point blank and simple. We gotta go up to Virginia Tech. I don't give a damn if they ain't got no coach or not. They always play us rough. And we going to Blacksburg. That's number one. Number two, we gotta and in the winter. And we gotta go to Pitt. Okay. Yes, we're known for back in the day of playing in the winter, but this ain't back in the day. Okay, that was when we was in the Big East and we was conditioned to go up there and do that kind of stuff. Now we're in the ACC. We're not conditioned as much because we don't play northern teams like that as much as we should. The only northern team that we would really play like that, other than Pitt and Boston College and Virginia Tech, would be North Carolina and would be North Carolina as far as weather conditions is concerned.
Yeah,
right.
Because Syracuse is in a dome, but they're protected. But I'm talking about in the open air and the weather and stuff that could affect your football play. You see what I'm saying? I'm concerned about all these damn people. And I'm gonna tell you now, I don't care about nothing else. Only thing I care about, will Miami get into Miami's way for them to lose for a second time in a row? Because I'm gonna tell you something. Inconsistencies show a little bit in their armor. Heatherman is going to clean that up. Okay, they're going to clean that up. And the whole thing is that I wanted to touch on this as well. All them different fourth downs and everything, they did not give a fuck about our defense. They did not respect our defense or anything because they were gassed. Around that time, why would you hold a timeout so long? That's when you called the damn timeout. This is what we call about game managing and managing the clock. You should have called a damn timeout to stop Florida State's momentum. That 11-play drive, when you had all of them damn fourth downs, it was 4th and 8, 4th and 5, 4th and 9, 4th and 7, and they're getting conversions, and you're not stopping them. You're not calling a timeout. You're not doing any of that. So what are we doing? What are we doing? And then you wonder why they score. Like, come on now. You control the narrative. When you're controlling the game clock, stop them. Change them out. Get them out so they can be fresh. You know what Florida State is doing. They try to get the ball 3 times on an onside kick and and didn't even try to disguise it. Well, they tried to disguise it as far as a regular kick. But we all know damn well that they was desperate and needed to get that ball back.
And we got lucky because on that second attempt, the ball bounced their way. They just didn't have a player there to get it. Our guy was lucky that he was in position to fall on it because they had that one.
Right. And that's what scares me. You have to play. We say this all the time. And I've been saying this since I've been on the show, since I've been on this podcast and every other show I've been on. You have got to play 60 minutes. You can't play 15, 30, 45. You have to play all 60 minutes because anything could have happened. If they would have had, and I'm going to tell you something, if Florida State would have had another 6 minutes on that clock,
oh my God,
it might have been a different. It might have been a 29-28 damn victory for them. And then what we would be saying? What happened there? Even though they took those, touchdowns away from us, you cannot leave anything to chance. You cannot leave anything to chance. Mario, you better let your nuts hang all the rest of this damn season, because that conservative shit is out the door. Because one thing about it, I don't give a damn what coaching tree you come from. You can be conservative all you want to. They're not going to be conservative with your ass. They're going to try to embarrass your ass. Plain and simple. You better get that through your thick ass Cuban head.
I'm gonna get back to real quick, and then I'm gonna pass it to James and Studio to wrap up their thoughts. Getting back to what you said, if they would have had extra time, I think that goes back to the philosophy of why the offense gets conservative late in games with big leads, is because they're trying to eliminate that. The problem here is, I think what we've uncovered is everybody's talking about why is he doing it? Why is he doing it? It's a two-part answer. He's doing it because there's a sizable enough lead where he thinks he can grind the clock off, which it is what it is. The problem is the execution of the offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator is not calling the right plays to grind time off the clock to be able to be successful. And the personnel, because honestly, to me, you want to bring Jordan Lyle back, that's cool, but go with your hot hands that's been working for the last couple of weeks. And then insert Jordan Lyle when you're up 28-3. Then if you have some problems with the offense and the offensive line moving, now you can kind of go back to what works. That's just my 2 cents.
Hold on for 1 second, real quick. I just want to chime in with something. King Kyle, why you say I'm always negative? Because I'm telling the truth, or because I'm not a Mario fan like that?
Look. You know how King Kyle is. King Kyle, that's our boy. That's our day one. But you know how King Kyle is.
But the whole thing is because the whole thing is that like, it's not the fact that I'm not a Mario fan. It's just the simple fact that if you need to be called out on your shit, you need to be called out on your shit. We're gonna hold, and I've always said this, you're gonna be held to the stuff that you do and what you don't do. Okay, it's not about that. It's about you doing the right things, making the right playtime adjustments, doing the right game calling, having game control, time watching, and doing everything that you're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to be called out for the things that you want to do. I don't want another Joe Rogan show or Joe Miller show, whatever it was, if I woulda, coulda, shoulda. So you talking about if with me, what about if with Mario on that interview? So you ain't saying nothing about what he could have done. You ain't saying anything about what he should have prevented when he had the time to prevent it. I'm just a fan. You see what I'm saying? So my whole thing is this: if I'm gonna call out a name, I'm gonna make sure that I'll call out a name and it's gonna be the right name, because I'm gonna have facts behind it. So regardless of anything, we all want the same thing here. We all want the same thing, but we all need to be held accountable for the things that you lack in, that you know that you need to know. You've been a head coach for how long now? And you still doing the same rookie mistakes. Okay? And you cannot have certain things going on like this if you plan on going to the playoffs, because other teams are going to desolate and they're going to break you down like a fraction. And that's all we're saying. It's not to bash him, it's to make him stronger. It's called fan chastising. That's what I call it.
It's all
so you got to
good.
handle your business.
Chris, it's all good. You know King Kyle. King Kyle, he's always been like that. Just
I ain't worrying about that.
leave it be. Leave it be. I want to credit Hayward King. He said play calling has to change in the fourth quarter. Facts. I want to wrap it up with Studio and James Freeman. James, Italian Stallion, give me your concerns moving forward. Then Studio, I'm gonna let you close it out.
Absolutely. Two teams that I want to keep an eye on based off of yesterday and even for next week or whatever. Next week is going to be a very enjoyable week for us Canes fans because we're off, number one. But number two, it'll be an opportunity for us to see some other matchups of teams that you might potentially get there. That'll be nice in theory. What we need to focus on, like Chris said, is Louisville. That is, we have to do, I will take this away. We need to go week by week. The point of it is that where this team can show me any type of growth. Players' interviews after the game last night, they know that they should have won by more, the 28-22. They're disappointed. So maybe there's a little fire there, a little hunger. Show it, though, when you get out there in 2 weeks. That's growth of a team. That's growth of a staff. If you can at least go out there and take care of business against Louisville. The matchup, I don't know much about them. They were very lucky to come back and beat Pitt. They could have won yesterday at home. Credit to Virginia for going in there and doing it. But you know you're going to get Louisville's best shot. You're going to get everybody's best shot because it's Miami. Maybe we haven't been anything significant for the last 20 years, but the name, the brand sells itself and everybody gets up for us. My concern the last few years that I've been criticized on this show of my negativity is we've got to match that. You know, you have always done well in the big games, at least under Mario. It's these lesser teams. And I don't consider Louisville a big name school. They think they are, but at the same time, they like to think that they're like Miami in Kentucky. And we need to really just stop that shit right off the bat. So my thing that I'm looking forward to more than anything, get healed up, make sure that we just fix the things that we need to. The fourth quarter, it's inexcusable, and we just need to take them out. And it's a Friday night. It's that ACC Friday stuff. We can't have a performance like Virginia Tech last year. That's my one fear. But if we take care of business and, you know, get up on them, don't let off the gas, and then you can start working in some players, that's growth. And then I'll feel better. But again, I'm happy to be 5-0, guys. I appreciate being on here with you, gentlemen, and talking football. It's been a pleasure, and go Canes, baby. That's all I got today. So,
absolutely. Shouts out, studio. Give me your thoughts, man. What's your thoughts? What's your concerns moving forward?
First thing I'm gonna tell Chris Kane, you're scared. Go to church, bro. That's that PTSD. Mario has proven to me now that he's built the blueprint. We got the players, we got the recruiting. That we're not gonna be playing down to the level of competition. We've played the toughest games on our schedule. Notre Dame was a big dog, just been to the national championship. Florida, you see what they could do. They got one of the top defense in the league. If they get an offense, they probably could run through the SEC right now. You know what I'm saying? Which I think they've done. They got their 2 wide receivers back, and that boy looked nice. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be watching them, maybe betting, because they're going to get some plus money for that. Now, with this bet. Remember last year when we beat Florida, Mario in the press conference, he made a comment. He said, who would have thought Cam McCormick would have been the first guy to get a touchdown? Somebody has a Vegas winning ticket. He said that. I will never forget him for saying that. And I watched him tinker with
over Elijah Arroyo. Yes.
I watched him tinker with the spread over the years. I'm not going to get into all the different scenarios, but I'm going to just say this. You're a teaser. The spread was 4.5. You move it up to 6, 6.5, you get plus money. It's amazing how we won by 6. You know what I'm saying? When we could have easily put up some more points, and we seemingly let them score. No way you hold a scheme 28-3 and then forget how to stop them. No, I'm not going for that. So, with that said, no worries, gentlemen. The rest of our schedule, the only game I'm worried about, maybe, is the NC State game. You know, it's late in the year. The boy got a passing attack. They beat Virginia. They gave Virginia their only loss because of that boy, Jay Bailey. And I like him in the portal next year if you want to sniff at the portal. You know what I'm saying? If you want to sniff at the portal, come on home, big bro. Come on home. We got the players now that even if our coaches be tinkering, we know our coach is bad. The likes of Pitt, Syracuse, without their quarterback, I don't have no fear in them. SMU, they too little. I feel like we're gonna run the table, bro. We're gonna run the table, bro. No worries. I just you know, get ready for the ACC championship game. Like you said, it's gonna be a good week. Indiana, Oregon. I like Indiana next week. Ohio State, Illinois. We get to sit back and watch the dominoes fall.
No doubt. Well, we shout you out, bro. Thank you for your thoughts. I'm gonna get all you guys up out of here. Easy, hang around. Rocky, I want you to hang around too. I got something for you too. Go ahead, Rocky. What's up?
I got one statement to make to all of Kane Nation. One more time. JoJo Trader is redshirting.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Yeah.
He's redshirting. I'm telling y'all.
That's fine. That means listen. Remember, we were back in the days where if you get hurt, you didn't want to get hurt because you will lose your spot. So all y'all fans, I'm not
studio. I got no problem with it. I'm the one that's shutting down all our fans that's complaining. I got no problem with that. I love it.
In other words, what Rocky is saying and why he's saying it is because the fan theory is that JoJo is about to be transferring out because he ain't getting playing time, this and that. He ain't going nowhere.
That's what I think.
He ain't going nowhere. JoJo's going
that's
nowhere.
What I think, Frank. Frank, that's what I think, L. Frank.
Not transferring.
No. Because you got to think about something. Think about this. CJ Daniels will not be here next year. And you know some of these other receivers that's on the roster, they're going to go to other places. They're going to transfer. It's always going to be a roller coaster carousel with these guys.
Yep.
So, look, JoJo is going to see action at some point. You got 4 games in college, and then you keep your distinction. So at the end of the day, let the shit play out and everybody chill out.
Go look at our roster, Chris Kane. The top line of our wide receivers, they're all seniors.
Be out of here.
They're gone.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say that JoJo Trader ain't going nowhere because he gonna be the next head dog up. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be the next winner because that would make no sense.
Nah, he transferring to LSU.
Who? Nah, hey,
they're gonna crucify you, bro.
Easy, we already stole CJ Daniels from y'all ass. I'd say we get somebody else, but they ain't nobody worth it to wear the orange and green, bro.
You know something? You ain't had to say that. That was you ain't had to say all that.
We did not
steal. Who's the most likely Miami Hurricane to get poached and buy? Because somebody gonna get paid and they gonna jump for that money.
LSU ain't got it.
Orton did it last year with Alabama. Who y'all think most likely to do it this year?
It'll be one of the running backs. I can see Lyle. Yeah. I can see Jordan Lyle.
Oh, Humphrey.
No, because what's the name about to go? Marty Brown, senior. Your boy is gone off.
What, Fletcher? Well,
Fletcher will be back. Okay. But you got Pringle. Pringle's going to rise the ranks. I think Pringle is going to take Marty's spot next year.
Oh, okay.
Why everybody down on Lyle all of a sudden just because he had that one look at
It's not about being down on Lyle. College football is a business right now. And Jordan Lyle, you're dealing with these 19, 20-year-old kids. I ain't gonna say kids, these 19, 20-year-old young adults who don't understand loyalty. They're about this money. And guess what? If somebody sees an opportunity to throw money at Jordan Lyle, you saw it with who went to Louisville. God damn it. Help me out. I can't think. He left and went to Louisville.
Don Chaney.
Well, but
Chaney should have been top on the depth chart last year.
LFJ, how's all that money working for the University of Texas, by the way, right now? Because they got the highest payroll in college football. They look like dog crap.
But I do have a question real quick because you had brought up loyalty. Why do the players need to be loyal when the coaches ain't?
I agree.
Like why if a player can go somewhere else and make more money and have a better chance to get into the league, because nothing for nothing, that's the goal, right? Get into the league.
Facts.
So if a coach can bounce from the NFL to this school to that school, let the players do it. Now I do like that they got rid of the 2 transfer portal sessions. We should only have 1. They did right doing that.
Yes.
But I damn right a player should be able to bounce to a different school. Man, there ain't no loyalty in college football.
I'm with the NIL. When a lot of people don't like the NIL, I love the NIL for that reason right there. Yep. You do have some players that are going to be loyal, but I just think Lyle, given the situation, you saw how they were bumping Lyle up last year. And then all of a sudden, you bring in a transfer running back. I know Lyle got gimped up against Notre Dame, but if Lyle don't get them carry, pay attention to Lyle's carries moving forward. If he's not a starter or at least getting, that compliment in that rotation along with Fletcher, If they do like they did last year, who it was? It was Lyle. It was Fletcher. Help me out. Who's the other one?
Martinez.
Can I say y'all a little bit?
Yeah,
When it was AJ Allen.
Can I give y'all a little bit?
AJ Allen was the one that I thought should have been higher getting his runs. And what happened? AJ Allen probably would have been number 2. He probably would have been with Fletcher number 2 on the depth chart. I expected AJ Allen to get a lot of carries.
Me too. But listen,
but AJ Allen transfers out. So there's
that's
no
why I say y'all blew it out of proportion, because they gave Lyle the spot last year as a true freshman. You don't think he sees that? He only had a little hit. It ain't like he just got benched just to get benched. So I think we blowing that out of proportion, bro.
I don't think so. I mean, all that's gonna happen. I mean, hell, you got what? You got what? 15% Miami is up there at SMU. All they do is come get out the guys that we don't want.
That's because they couldn't cut it.
But at the end of the day,
as a true freshman.
Hold up, bro. We over here
And
talking
he
about
started
Jordan
this
Lyles.
year, remember? And he danced a little bit. It was rainy. He tweaked his ankle.
Lyle will not be a Miami Hurricane. He will not be a Miami Hurricane next year. That's my prediction.
I don't think he will be either. But the school he's gonna go to is gonna surprise everybody.
Oh, here we go with LSU.
Nope.
Oh, Lord, LSU.
Nope. When you look at the way Lyle runs the ball, I see him as an Oregon Duck next year.
Oh, I got you. That's smart. Hey, Easy, you said something right there, boy.
I think when you look at the way Oregon runs the ball and when you look at their offensive scheme, Lyle fits it 100%.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
But easy. Check this out, right? Even with the JoJo Trader stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, JoJo Trader's healthy, right? Mario said that, you know what I'm saying? He was hurt or whatever, but guess what? He suited up those freaking 2 games. He suited up. So now, look, Jordan Lyles played yesterday, right? JoJo Trader was suited up. He was healthy. Why didn't he play? So
no, I'm not saying he is going, right? But if he does, I think for his draft stock, I think Oregon would be a great place for him.
No, I got you on that. But for me, I feel like JoJo might be the one to leave because he's not getting the play time that, you know what I'm saying, he thought he was getting, because now JoJo, right? He sees Jeremiah Smith, he sees Tony, he sees all these wide receivers over here balling out. He wants to out here show what he got. So you never know. LSU might come calling too.
Well, hold up, Lakers all day. Hold up, Lakers. Hold up, studio. Hold up, Lakers all day. So let me ask you this: should we, as Canes fans, be concerned about JoJo Trader leaving based off of what we think he can do versus what we're seeing that's happening with the receivers that we knew nothing about? We lost 6 of the top receivers last year, and listen, we all said it on here. We had no idea what this receiving core was going to look like. Nobody knew that Malachi Tony was going to step up and be the dog that he became. Nobody.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, guess what? If we lose a JoJo, I hope we don't. But if we lose him, I'm not going to cry over spilled milk, because guess what? We're going to find another receiver to replace the guys that we lose anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
I got news for all y'all wide receiver. Get ready next season, come 2026. You're going to see another bevy of frontline seniors getting recruited in the portal. One and dones. Why? Because we got sophomore and fresh. Come look at the roster. Coming back next year, we got sophomores and freshmen. Mario ain't gonna leave it to that. No way. Yeah. Get ready for another front line, 2, 3, 4 guys, or 3 guys, whatever it is, the seniors. He's recruiting out of the portal. Watch.
Well, hold up, man.
Look, I hate to cut it short, but we got to get out of here. I got to get Easy out of here, and I got to get out of here because guess what? It's football time now. We done went 13 minutes over. Now I love y'all conversation, but guess what? I gotta do like my boy D would say, man. I gotta go get these groceries. God damn it! So
tell D, thank you very much for the Las Vegas Raiders and the gift that keeps on giving in Las Vegas Raiders.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna let you and D handle that directly. But check it out. I'm gonna go ahead on. I'm gonna get y'all up out of here. Rocky, I want you to hang on. I got something Easy and Rocky. I want y'all to hang on. We're gonna talk in the studio after. But I'm gonna let studio go. Chris Kane, Lakers all day. Thank y'all for joining us, man. We appreciate
no problem, man. You have a good one,
sir.
Y'all have a blessed one, man. Y'all have a definite blessed one, bro.
5-0, baby. 5-0.
5-0, baby. 5-0, no doubt.
Okay.
Rocky, you hang on. I'm gonna put you in the back room, but don't go nowhere. I got to come back to you after the show goes on. Easy, man. Before we get out of here, man, we always give departing words. So as our special guest today, I'd like for you to give some departing words before we get on up out of here.
So I don't know what each platform puts out and things like that, but at the Full Blitz, we're all about positivity. We're about spreading love and good energy. So for any of y'all that need it, listen, today is a new day. Tomorrow is another one. Keep going, keep grinding. And remember, hate does not spread unless you do it. You got to spread love. You got to spread positivity. And remember, we all on this rock together. You know, it don't matter what you are, where you come from. Love your fellow person. Love your brothers and sisters. Because at the end of the day, we all we got.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, y'all know how I do, man. I'm gonna always say what I gotta say, and once again, man, Easy, I want to thank you for taking the opportunity, man, to chime in and join us and be a part of this, man. It was an honor and a privilege. Everybody, man, go support the Full Blitz podcast. You saw how Easy brought it, man. You know he's knowledgeable and he brought a lot of stuff that we never thought about. He gives you another way to think about things. So definitely go support that movement. Anything that you need from us, Easy, man, just reach out and holler, man. You got our contact information.
Absolutely,
just reach out,
man.
Absolutely.
This was a lot of fun. I look forward to doing it again. And you know, once we get the show back up and going, I'd love to have you come on as a guest of the Full Blitz, man. I had a lot of fun with y'all, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And Lakers All Day said we need you back. So we'll definitely have you back on from time to time, brother. We are definitely appreciating you and what you brought to the table today. Now, Easy, before we get out of here, man, I got to get you to do it, man. As D would always do. Hey, I got to get you to do it. So we got a little ritual that we do over here. And I know you as an LSU fan, it's going to be hard, but I got to get you to do it, my brother. I got to get you to do it. I won't put you out there to let the LSU people see. We're going to keep it right here in the Miami Hurricane Nation. You heard me? So what we do is when we give the salute, we give the introductory salute and we give the outro salute where we throw the U up. So I need you to throw that U up with me.
So look,
you ready?
I got you because two of my favorite players of all time are Miami Hurricanes. Okay. I'm a massive fan of a lot of the people, and I have no problem doing it, man. I'm a big fan of the Canes, always have been, especially back in the day when it was Catholics versus convicts. Like, bro, I have been a U fan for a long time, but I'm a diehard LSU fan.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. So we're going to get up out of here. Look, family, tomorrow night, Real Talk, myself and Shy, we're going to be talking about, do women support their men when they're at their lowest? We'll be back, me and D back on Wednesday with the NFL show. We'll detail what goes on today. Lord knows it's going to probably be some craziness in this league today. So, and just be on the lookout, man. Get the app. You already know the U-Talk app is out. Get that. And y'all have a great end of the weekend, and y'all have a great week, a safe week. Stay prayed up, stay safe. Get ready, Easy. Y'all know how we start every show, and y'all know how we end every show. It ain't no us. Throw them up, Easy. Oh, we looking good over there. Without you, baby. Yes, sir. And that is a wrap on that, man. Y'all stay safe. Have a good day. Hang around, Easy. I need me and you and Rocky to talk about something. So
yeah,
y'all be good. And we'll holler at y'all on the next one. Canes 5-0, baby. Shouts out.
Yeah, I want to show some love, give some support to my boy Devin, founder of U-Talk Nation. Continuous success, brother. And all I got to say is, it ain't no me without you, baby.
Ain't no me without you, baby.
It ain't no me without you, baby.
Yeah. You talk, it's the people show. Look, you talk, let the people know. Look, yeah. This is hurricane season. Only legends come up out there, you like Chris and Teigen. Name a letter better, W, that's what we preaching. Hurricane force winds whenever we breezing. Got rings for a reason. Look, we treat a gator like the swamp people. And Seminoles like the block people. And for my dogs, I will drive people. Just being frank, I got they flank like a cornerback. And I ain't even much a Florida cat. But hurricanes, I know more of that than most. Cause I seen them turn our houses into boats. That's that real talk, baby. I hope you was taking notes. That's the real talk, baby. Yellow Nation, coast to coast. Is that U-Talk?
Yeah. It's U-Talk, baby.
Yeah.
baby.
#1 podcast.